Good morning, traders. It's 7:31 Central Standard Time, the 3rd of March, 2021. And it's 21:31 here in Southeast Asia. Selling off pretty good across the board here, I would say. It looks like. ES is coming hard. They're coming down towards this poor low that they left last night. They have now taken out the open, I guess, and they're just getting back down to settle, which is at 30.55. So they've just a little bit off of settlement here. I would think they're probably going to continue down there. See if we can get a little bit of movement on it. Short one. Got an idea here. Maybe not. I was kind of thinking they were going to test this poor low, and we're still getting selling there, and sellers pretty strong here on the NASDAQ, but it's they're lacking conviction, it looks to me like. I guess we got that stop. No, we took the full 10 points. Oh, that's all right. That's a nice Globex trade. Got my new standing desk, adjustable height desk arrived, and I assembled it and have it in place here now. It's great. I was turning into, oh, look at that. And here we go. Damn. I'm thinking what I'm going to do on these kind of moves is take that bracket off and just come to a little bit past break even and see what I can get by moving those targets out. I mean, look at that. That's another 10, 20, 30 points. We'd have our trading done for the day here. Definitely selling for a reason here. Like to mean it. So what have we got going on here? Let's take a look at the big picture. It's kind of a mixed bag on the indices. Risk off in the ES and the NQ, but everybody else is still pretty positive. Settlement for the NQ is 30.55, which we've gone long past here just in the last couple of minutes. That doggone, that's just would have been a real nice morning. Anyway, the daily chart. Well, as I pointed out yesterday, they can't get through this. It's about 1330 area, depending on whether you want to look at these tops or the wicks. So it's a zone in there somewhere around 1330. That's been a real hard resistance area. They haven't been able to get through that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. And yesterday was finished low, and today they've traded lower and are now breaking yesterday's regular trading session and Globex low. So the structure has definitely been broken. Now, someone could say, well, this is a wedge. I don't know much about those things. I don't pay attention to those older charting things, wedges and flags and stuff like that, but it is a consolidation area for sure, and off the highs. And they have not been able to get back through that area up to the century level for sure for the last week plus. So that's where we stand. The 5 minute, pretty obvious what that's all about. That little trade we just took right in the center there. When it broke that low, I was a little late to the party here, but it did, and I should have taken, I just was almost there, but I didn't quite do it. I should have taken that stop out and then added another one at break even so that the automatic bracket wouldn't fire, but there would be a stop in place, and then move my target down and trail a stop. Or, yeah. Or not even have, just take the target off and trail a stop. Maybe. We'll see. In any case, we're up 205, one trade in the Globex. 54 seconds. Long one. Haven't made any positive progress at all with the charting. Can't get any data. That looks like a real complicated mess trying to use the live account with Tradovate to get the CQG data and then be able to drive the investor RT from that. And frankly, the CQG data is aggregated, and I think I would prefer Rhythmic. They have the market at order, or orders at market, or whatever that is, that new addition to the data feed where you can see how many traders are at, rather than just the volume number traded, you can see how many orders were there, order at price or order at trade or whatever they call that acronym, I forget. And CQG does not provide that. I believe Rhythmic is the only data provider that I'm aware of so far that does. So they've now taken out the value area and yesterday's trading range. So definitely they are gapping down, not substantially, because there's the close and settles down here at 55. But they closed right on this, right on the lows here, and that's definitely a poor low. There's no excess. They're repairing it a little bit here in the overnight trade. One of the things that I was noticing here with the overnight trade, was essentially, most of it was in range and value. Here's value area low, value area high, and this is the Globex that we're still trading. But they definitely got a squeeze off here. So we have value area low, high, VPOC, value area low and high for the Globex so far. They want to go lower here now. They're going to test 13. They're going to try to test that century, I would guess, the psych level there. They're not getting a lot of participation from ES, though, so it could just be some head fakes going on here with the light book. Huh. 150 points on the 180 points on the Globex, and they're just still falling. Here comes the ES again. Still serious selling going on there. Still some serious selling. So I wonder, I have a meeting right at the open, of course. So I'm sort of glad I've got that 200 bucks on. Throw another one of those on and I'd feel pretty good about winding off the stream early. Nothing in sight for quite a long ways here. I would about half expect a run towards higher prices going into the open. Get back into this range in value here, I would think. Now they've got some significant amount of inventory short. And quite a sell-off there for some short covering. We're down at the third sigma. More selling. Boy, they are hammering these things here. I can get a better perspective of what's going on. Well, see, they've come right down here to this VPOC and this POC from the market profile. And this is the VPOC from 2 days ago. So they're right back down into that range where definitely there was accepted trade in a consolidation zone. So, and here's yesterday's trade, and here's the day before. They just right on top of each other in a low, poor low yesterday. Right on the POC. And this is the VPOC for that period. Got a VPOC up here that's been hanging out there for quite a while. Where is that coming from? Clear back over here. The market profile PSC was tagged 2 days later. Surprised this one has just been left sitting out there. Those oftentimes are revisited. Oftentimes revisited. One hell of a volume spike there, huh? And now they're down in the 12s. I certainly wouldn't bet against them. Wow. And where was I? And I shorted here I got short at 1358. So there's 50 points, 60 points there. A little bit of a bounce. Just a little bit of a bounce. Well, I'm so pleased with my new adjustable height desk. It is really well built. Just like the one I got here is a manual crank so that I don't have to worry about the power when we move this household back over to the States, which is probably going to happen this summer. So I will be able to use it without any problems. Very well constructed. Built here in Malaysia by a company in Penang. I was amazed that I found it there, and the quality's out of this world. They ship everywhere and sell every place. It's called Actiforce. Actiforce. Penang, Malaysia. Very, very well built. And they have electric models also, of course, but I only got the manual, so I didn't have to mess with the power difference. And I can take it with me wherever. Probably going to just grind it up higher up towards that VPOC as we approach 10 o'clock. So let's just see what's going on with other stuff here. I'll happen to that. Here's the VIX, now trading at 24,765. Spiked up pretty good day before yesterday. Coming back down off. And here's some basics. Spider, Dow Jones, the VIX. This is our VIX chart. And the TopStep dashboard. It's interesting to watch what the delay is on this thing between what I do and what I see on the stream. Anyway, here we are through yesterday. We're on the 2 contract at this point for the 50,000 combine of TopStep. Goal has to be 53,000, and then it's I'm in step 2, so it would be a funded account or pro account. This is the profile. Trades from yesterday, day before, February 25th, 6th, and March 2nd. So we'll just keep putting along there. We're ahead of the weekly. We've got 121 on the net P&L now. This weekly cannot hit 1,000 drawdown. So conceivably today I could lose $1,000 and I would still not hit the weekly drawdown because I'm up 2,100 in the week. However, 1,000 daily loss limit, and that's intraday. So if you hit that at any point in the day, it's immediately a violation of the account, and you have to reset it or forget it. So there is the $50,000 combine. Boop. And now, well, they're going to just keep grinding it up. 30 points off the lows. So Risk management is the key. The one only real goal we have as traders is to be able to trade tomorrow. You can be have the best edge and the most fantastic strategy that anybody ever thought of, but if you blow up your account, it won't do you zippity doo dah. So risk management is the key, and you want to. It enables you to have as many trades or samples as possible, and that will give your edge time to manifest, and that is how you achieve consistent profitability. And I will finish that second video of the Holy Grail this weekend. I just been so busy. We had the month end closing was obviously this weekend, so pretty busy time. And the fiscal year, this is the last month of the fiscal year, so my other activities have been kind of time demanding lately on weekends. I do a lot of the forecasting work and revenue recognition on the weekends. But I will get that final Holy Grail tape up because it is important and it's the truth. And it is the real Holy Grail for trading. There we are. Tempting now, huh? Tempting. They got down here and tagged this market profile POC. They didn't tag the VPOC, volume profile, from a couple days ago. You can see that the value area was here, this green shaded bit. We have a weak low, poor low, because there's no excess. There are two TPOs at the same exact level. That very, very frequently gets repaired. We've actually repaired it in the overnight, but that doesn't. Oftentimes, the regular trading hours, people want to do things like take out the overnight high or low, new highs, new lows. They don't let those stand generally. They come back and test them and set them themselves. So since we're trading way down here, it would be completely normal to have them repair this, trade up through here, take out and tag out these two POCs, the market profile and the VPOC. So far, we're one trade here in the Globex, and I have a plan in mind, but I really wanted to backtest it first, changing this bracket around so that I can take more of these, get more of the move, right? I mean, this is religiously held the bracket and it's 10 points or better. So, it's better than a poke in the nose, but there's a lot of move there to take. And without any heat, clear down to air. So I've got to get that organized. But I'm not going to rush it. And I find that if I try to focus on the trading and doing other things at the same time, I do a poor job of both. So best to focus one or the other. And we're looking a little risk off at the moment. In the indices. Daily is still just respecting that 6 or 7 day resistance area there. we did come down and test these levels that I was talking about last week. And it looks like we're going to try to take another low out here today. They've traded the Globex down anyway, past yesterday's regular trading hours low and the Globex low. Would not surprise me to see them down here at these levels, like I don't know, it was Monday or Friday or Monday or Tuesday. I was talking about that. Since they've broken structure, it's highly possible they can get down here and take out some of this business. These charts are NASDAQ, the NASDAQ market profile, and the ES 5-minute. The only indicators that I have on the charts are the VWAP, 1, 2, 3 standard deviation down, same above, cumulative delta, and relative volume. This is the market profile for the Globex, and when it's the this is the color scheme for the regular trading hours, and I draw the value area high and value area low with the gold lines here. I just keep the colors that way so that it's easy to spot when I'm looking at a big chart with several days. Not that it's very easy to do that with Tradovate anymore, but and once the market opens, this profile will jump over to the left, and then it'll be trading out and painting the blues. It'll jump over and look like that. So there we are. And this is the Jigsaw Dome. So far, we're one trade there, as I said, one trade for 205. So that was a 10-point. That's one contract, so 10 points. Actually got a little slippage, got $5 worth of slippage out of it. Or a couple of ticks slippage. And of course, I have a meeting at exactly market open. That's just magical. But since I'm here at our home in Asia, that's the convenient time for the other people that I work with around the globe. Now that this pandemic looks like it's getting a little bit under control, we'll probably try to relocate back over there to the state side over the summer for the following winter, which will be more convenient for me trading for sure. And I can't complain at all with my setup here, but the hours get a little bit much. Trading not so bad as the other stuff. The day before yesterday, I was at a meeting at 2:00 in the morning. Well, we're right at this little consolidation area here now. We've got about 20 minutes to the market, or 25 minutes to market open. Let's see here now. Get a couple things ready on my other workstation for this other thing. I don't have to do any screen sharing, I don't believe, so I can just deal with my other workstation and smaller monitors. I may have to drop off the stream here and switch my monitors around. It looks like I am going to have to, they're asking me to share some stuff here. Damn it. Yeah, I'll do it a little bit later. I'd like to watch this open here and focus on that a bit. Always something. Always something. So, 20 minutes till the open. No, got the oil inventory today. That should have no effect on what I'm watching. If you're trading crude oil, be careful. If you're trading a combine or a funded trader, funded account and got crude oil, that's a deal breaker. I think 1 minute before and 1 minute after, you have to be flat. Trade with TopStep. And this shouldn't have any effect on my NQ trading today. The only thing that will impact my trading is watching the open with this meeting coming up, and then I'll have to drop off and rerun some stuff and send out some information. If I can do any of this from smaller screens. Oh, why does stuff always happen just before the open when I want to be thinking and focusing on something else? Little sell-off here. They're going to start jockeying around, heading into the open. We've got 15 minutes till the regular trading hours open. Got a little consolidation area going down here on the ES, and they're just right on the POC from the market profile, and 10 ticks off or 10 points off the POC there from 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yesterday's got a poor low. Volume and pace is picking up. Well, there they are back down again. Nice little follow-on short here on the on the retest, following along behind our ES friends, it looks like. They've taken out that POC, and now they're looking for the VPOC here, I would say. But I'm not in a position to focus properly and trade that, so I'm going to do the best I can here. Oh, that's easier there. I should have done that before. Pulled that off onto one of my other monitors. Okay. I think we're all right there now. Nice little 10 point, 15 point bounce there. But bounce off of what? They're just trading it, looking for suckers, I guess. There's nothing there for a long time on this thing anyway. Hard to get it to compress back and see the history. That kind of bothered me. Boy, nice run up there. Positioning for that open. We're definitely going to have in a gap zone now. We're below yesterday's trade completely. So our overnight inventory here's settles down here at 55. Where'd that go? 55. And the close is here. So this is all short inventory, but the bulk of the overnight inventory was long, but not really, because it was traded back into yesterday's value area and range. So I don't put much credence on that as far as long or short inventory and old business. However, this new sell-off down here that I just picked up that little trade on, that's definitely got people's attention. And we're going to open in 10 minutes. Well, they're getting jittery over here on the dome. So we have a overnight inventory. The last little bit of it is short. We're going to have a bit of a gap, 40 points or so. No, more than that, depending on where we open with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50 or so points. Settle is 55, 30, 55. So settlement's right in there. Yeah, pretty close to the open, so they're pretty close to each other. And we're trading down here now, so it's about 65, 60 points to close that gap, should they decide to do that. Settle in the gap is up here at 55, essentially. So they are dancing all over this market profile POC, but they haven't had the oomph to get down here and tag out the VPOC yet. That's a likely suspect. And we've got about 6-7 minutes. I will go off audio when I have to join this other meeting here and put my 2 cents in. And I'll leave the stream up as it is now. If you find value in this stream, which I sincerely hope you do, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because I sometimes sign on at different times when I try to catch the Asia-London cross and then prepare for the regular trading hours open. But in the case of today, I was about an hour early because I saw some action and I wanted to get involved in it, and I did. So if you're interested to know when it goes on, I think you hit the bell, and if you hit the subscribe button, then you can also know about it. And I think the thumbs up thing helps because it directs more people to the channel. I know what I'm saying here. I'm not a YouTube wizard, nor do I have any desire to be my revenue goal and model is not to make money off YouTube or any of those social media deals. This stream was set up as my virtual trading journal, and it will always be that. But I think it would be great to have a active community of similar-minded traders that are looking forward to achieve consistent profitability and take it seriously as a business, not just a video game or that other nonsense I see so much of on the internet. So we're 4 minutes to the open. You'll notice immediately that Jigsaw will reset, and all of the volume profile, the POC, and the VWAP will reset to the current session. These will remain from the open, Globex open, 5 o'clock last night, or 5 o'clock Central, I think it is. It's 7 o'clock in the morning over here now. And let's hope, keep our fingers crossed that the Tradovate charting holds together and doesn't get anything goofy like we had last week. Remember to trade what you see, not what you think. and that your goal is to be able to trade tomorrow. You can't do that, you're dead in the water. So trade your plan, manage your risk, size accordingly, manage your risk with size and with stops and proper risk management. You can look at that video of the first video of the Holy Grail. There's an interesting tool there. You can see how size your trading and planning your product and your trade so to get the most number of instances so that you can have the most longevity in this business, if that's your interest. And here we go. They're getting excited now. Minute and a half, I guess. Remember that past performance is not indicative of future results, and that I am not giving out any advice. As again, this is my trading journal and my live trading. I make an absolute point not to trade off stream. Every trade that I take is on stream, and I will do everything in my power to continue that, because nothing irritates me more than when you see somebody that they're down a whole bunch or whatever. They've had a couple of losses, and then all of a sudden the next day they're way back up, and oh, well, they traded that after hours or something. So it does me no good. If this is my trading journal and I use it religiously every day to go back and review things, it does me no good if I don't record it and trade it, and I do that on the stream. So you have my assurance that that's the case. And the openness and the transparency is obvious. There's the account balance and the date and the time, and pretty easy to check. We're one trade on the day so far for $205, about 53 seconds. And we're half a minute open. There we go. There's our open. There's our, you see how they've reset. Value area is the gold. Green is the excess. And in a minute, the overnight POs or volume profile will jump to the left, and then we'll just have the regular trading hours, the value area high, value area low, and the POC. Right now we're, looks like we're putting in the top of that opening swing, maybe not. Okay, if they get into this low volume area here, that's a very good chance they'll take that up to POC from the overnight. And if you are using Tradovate and you like having that on there, you can just turn it back on like that and see the daily from the beginning. So I try to keep it off just to try to keep the charts as clean as possible. I'm going to go off audio now for a few minutes. So enjoy the stream, trade safe, manage your risk. All right. That was interesting, and now it's over, and I'm back here, and I'll try to get a little, saw some opportunity there, but was too busy doing other things with my other machine here to actually try a trade. Got a little consolidation going on here, and perhaps a test lower. They did repair this poor low. They brought it up here and by a tick, and now they're repairing that whole area here. And they took out both of the POCs that I had been talking about in the pre-market there. So that's they're trading to form. That's good. This consolidation area here, I'm expecting is going to break down, but one never knows. And there's no excess on the top. So I think they've taken out everything. Yeah, the overnight stat has been satisfied. Look at that value area low is just about exactly on the overnight low. So the stat has been satisfied, the Globex stat. So that's off the table. And here we are. Putting in a lot of volume. There's a lot of two-way trade going on down here. People are feeling pretty comfortable. In about another couple of heartbeats, that POC is going to come jumping down here. And that's going to be pretty interesting because when the POC jumps down here, that means his value area is going to jump, and there we go. Sooner than I said that, and there we have it. So they're building value and range lower, and they haven't even considered testing value from yesterday. However, they are in sock up in the middle here. They took out the VPOC and the POC from the market profile, and they're right back in the center of this big bunch of trade for where everybody was real happy to do business for several days there. So this could be a trade there, and there's excess on all these profiles. So we could trade down there a little bit, but we've gotten pretty close to this value area low, and we did stop at half back. So they're paying attention to the short time frame references, it would seem, meaning that there's weaker hands in the market, which is a good thing. That's what we are, traders, not unless you're a institutional trader, and I can't imagine that you'd be listening here. Now they did trade across that low volume node while I was busy looking at the POC or the TPOs over here. That's kind of disappointing. Right on the after the POC and the volume area shifted, they traded across that node. To be a little careful here because this is the volume point of control here, but the TPO point of control is right here. The market profile right here on, and the yellow line is half back. Those are pretty visual references for these traders. You can see that they're up here now at this value area or the range lows from the Globex. Likely possibility they'll trade this across volume or the value. No excess on this volume profile low yet. Suspicious. They get across this volume area, they could bring it down to air too. But they got a lot of action, been action in right in here. And the ES is still moving up with a double bottom, so buyers kind of lack of conviction here with sellers and buyers. And we're pretty close to this POC. So would think they'd come down and test the POC at least, and or the value area low. But you never do know. Boy, I'm loving my adjustable height stand-up desk here. It reminds me, this is what I use on the other side when I'm back on that side, the Western Hemisphere side. I never sit down. I have a stand-up desk, and now I've just duplicated that over here, so that's great. And but the one I got here is real handy. It's got a crank instead of a motor like my one over there, so I can take it back with me when we vacate this house, which we'll probably be doing this summer. Been over here for 10 years. Going to be pretty weird to not have a base back in Asia. But we'll be traveling back and forth. Not as frequently, but definitely will. So we're at standard deviation lower 1. This is VWAP. This is standard 1 standard deviation 2, and this other line is 3. I have those on upper and lower. It's the only indicators here. I'm going to pick up a couple other things to do here on my other machine. Try to do 2 things at the same time. There they go. There's so much congestion here from this consolidation area that it's hard to pick a spot. Normally, I would think they'd come down here and test a POC in this large volume area, but there's a lot of traffic right there. A little hard for me to get a read on it here. And I'm trying to do 2 things at once, which is also not good. So 4 minutes to the bracket change, top of the hour. And they're just very content to trade these two POCs in this area here from all of that congestion a few days ago. Under the century figure there. Oh, where'd my mouse go? Lost my mouse on another machine. There it is. Back here, Mr. Mouse. Mr. Mouse. And there they go. Oh, POC, they brought POC up, back down again. Up and down, up and down. Well, let's try a bounce here and see what we got. Oh, I think it's too goofy action there. Nope. I don't mind it to come down there and test. But when that POC keeps sneaking down and they're doing that jittery back and forth, they're very likely to move through this value area low. It needs to come down there cleanly for me. And that isn't it, especially with the POC right here. That's disastrous. Recipe for disaster and just a skosh of. They keep scooting the value area down and they're not getting any excess over here. So a lot of things there didn't look right to me. And I'm pretty glad that happened, that I thought that way. I can think of about 10 points of why I'm happy I didn't do that. But now, a little disappointed that I didn't pick up the short. ES looks like they're going to get serious. We got sellers going on over here. Wish I could get this trading starting figured out too. I like it. Hard to imagine that we're going to get much bouncage out of this market today. Pretty much down since Globex, since around midday Globex. Boom, boom, boom. And they're still selling off. Selling off hard too. What the hell happened? Was that, let's see here. Bracket change in 2 minutes. Seconds, I mean. Oh. Alrighty then. I'm getting pretty good at doing two things at the same time. I've only tried to click on my other computer with the wrong mouse twice, so. Ridiculous. There we go. All right, so now that was a nice little test of the VWAP, or the value area low test, and that could be the pullback for if the short scenario is going to continue on. And it looks like it might. But I have to keep my wits about me on my other machine here, and I don't want to end up doing something stupid. So I'm going to refrain from participating here unless they really get that, damn, that value area low. Resting order would have been the one. That would have been the one. And I'm glad I had presence of mind to read the context here at this resting order when I had it in there. We got a little W going on down here. For whatever that's worth. I'm going to step away for a moment here. Be right back. Boy, they're toying with it. Surprised there's not more stops down there. Well, I would have thought a stop run would have happened there. We're going to get more sell-off here, it looks like, on our ES. Yeah, that's just kind of a cluster down there. Bracket changed. They got one tick and took it back up to the POC. Now they're back down looking at the bottom again. But I'm not very convinced that they're hunting down there with that delta's awful flat. You would think that consolidation like this would break out. They're consolidating lower, lower lows, lower highs, and the ES is continuing to sell down. So they ought to break out of here. But what I think they should do and what they're going to do are, of course, two completely different things, one having nothing to do with the other. And of course, no sooner did I say that, and they got a little double bottom down here, and they're taking it all the way back up. So aren't I happy I didn't short that? Pretty much. But I'm not happy enough to think that they're going to try to get across this low volume area up to the value area low. It just doesn't look like that kind of day. No sooner than I say that, that's what they'll do. Of course. I gotta get it just to figure out a different way to do this here. Yeah, that's a little better. Can at least see the whole thing. Well, they did. While I'm monkeying with the back behind the monitors, they brought it right up to that value area low test and then back off. So, bummer. And the first test is the best, so I wouldn't hold my breath they were going to do that again. But I did make an improvement with my monitors here. That's a good thing. Wow, now they're selling it. Oh, too many things at one time. I'm not gonna screw up if I can avoid it. I will continue here to the bottom of the hour, and then I am going to call it a night. I just am not focused enough to be trying to short these pullbacks and catch any more of these things, and I don't want to be 5 minutes before I'm ready to wind it down and then have a loser or something. So I'm going to be content with $205. One trade, unfortunately. There's been quite a few opportunities here, but I've been, and it still continue to be kind of busy doing something else on my other machine. But that's not a problem. That's part of life. That is part of life. What the hell happened there? How'd she do that? Wow, look at that selling. Wow, wow, wow. And I was jabbering about not being able to get back on the pullbacks clear up here, and they're down 40 points. Holy smokes. I got to get this other stuff sent out here at the moment, though. So I got to focus on one thing at a time. I want to do that. I keep seeing this market movement out of the corner of my eye while I'm working on this other thing I got to send out here, and it's driving me crazy. Well, I should have just, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Boy, those binoculars, those rear view binoculars, really working good tonight. Ooh, smoking. Stupid. Was some really nice shorts there, though, I will say. I will definitely say that. And I will now see if this all looks right here and send this freaking email out, and then I can tend to business. Business. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full looks good to me. Okay, now still quite a lot of action on the dome, and we're approaching the third bracket here. But they're just content to be trading this thing back and forth, and I would suspect that this profile will just start to fill in the middle here. Now that they've got this repair made over here on the poor low from yesterday, and what else they got going on here? Let's have a look. See here. And they've taken out the POCs that we talked about earlier before in the pre-market or the Globex. And they've got their, they've developing value lower, and they have established a value area here. POC, they're just right over the top of these other profiles. Half back here, profile POC is right at half back from 2 days, 3 days ago. Quite a consolidation area of two-way trading right here. And that's what the market is always trying to find, is where it can do the most business. Now we're down here at the bottom, going to test this low. We might trade across this. We've already traded out of this value area. Well, if they trade down through there and break that one out, that's going to be down at 12.8. That's a familiar number for a long time there. That was a pretty popular spot some time back. Again. So We're going to flip the bracket here in another 8 minutes. Got a lot of lows down there, testing that bottom several times. I would think there's got to be some stops down there for people going, it's going to reverse. It's a reversal. But I don't think that enough to short it. I would be more apt to trade the reversion to mean, except today is not looking like a mean trade. It's pretty much one-way traffic down. Pretty much one-way traffic to the short side. Little areas of consolidation and another break. It'll be interesting to see if they do that again. Look at all that. No real normal distribution, and the kurtosis is all over the place. And now there's all kind of excess to the low side, but they don't have any excess on the upper side of this value area profile. Is that right? It doesn't seem. Yep, same thing over here. And the chances are real slim that they're going to get back up through the top of this thing because they've done their repair work. They didn't make it up to value, but they repaired that poor low and then they brought her down. If we can get over here with some conviction, they ought to, you would imagine, trade across this low volume area and past all of this stuff up to somewhere in the area here, the value area low. But 5 minutes to the bottom of the hour, and I am going to call the stream at that point. And I'm going to be happy with my one trade, $200. Sorry that I had distraction there, but there we have it. 54 seconds. That's better. Here they are. They're going across. The second I look away, they listen to me, and then they can tell when I'm not looking at my screen, a trigger chart there, and they hurry like a bunny and do what I said. Just exactly. Cross that low volume area right up to this area here that I pointed out and the value area low. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. So now see what I can shut down here. Yep. Yep. And once again, the way they're jittering up to this value area low, I would not put a resting order here for the bounce back because they've taken all the energy out of the move with this nonsense here. Same as I saw happening here when I said no, wherever that was up in, when it was clear up here someplace and it traded right through it. That's And of course they'll make a liar out of me and bounce it down there, but I'm not comfortable doing that. 3 minutes. Well, there's some good trading today. I hope someone of you has participated more than I did. There's been some pretty clean moves that I've noticed and commented on, and I hope that other folks were able to see those moves and take advantage of them. I'm not making any trade comments or suggestions, but I am talking about what I see and what I think. So there. Yeah, and they just made a liar out of me up one side, down the other, didn't they? Look at that. Look at that. I'll be real interested to see where they take this thing in the morning when I come look at the screens. The thing that's kind of amazing to me is that they're not putting in a lot of volume down here. And the value area, well, yeah, and there, the second I said that, it shifts down. Value area shifts down to these lows. POC drops right down in here. And that's twice I've done that today. It's kind of amazing. Kind of amazing. I'm just dying to put a resting order right there for that value low bounce, but I'm 30 seconds to closing the stream off. Let's see what happens. Just make a joke out of it. Let's put a line right there and see if we got it. I'll put it down here. Go like this, and we'll see if it takes the bounce up and hits our stop, our target, which is that top line. No. Yep. There we go. So there was our target from our resting order had we been there, and we are, but not for long, just barely. Just barely. But, as they say, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, but I think it also counts in trading. Yeah, so that value area low bounce worked out. Actually, it's still, even if it hadn't have taken our profit target, it still hasn't put in enough heat to hit the stop. So that could have been a trade. I have to be more focused. Hopefully, I won't have any distractions tomorrow. I'll be happy with my $205 tonight. It's 11:32 here in Southeast Asia, 23:32. And our C bracket is this damn blue thing that's hard for me to see. Dark blue. can't change just one color that I've figured out yet. So that's kind of a hard one. Have a great rest of your trading day. Watch these lows. Might be a significant stop run down there, but also could be some head fakes. POC, bounce it. No. Yeah, it didn't work. POC didn't work. I am going to call the stream at this point. You have a great day. Remember, your only goal as a trader is to be able to trade tomorrow. Remember that, and you will become successful. Ooh, look at them go. Squeezing them. They're squeezing all these people that have been banging on the shorts, hoping for a breakout down here. And there's a 30-point squeeze, or 25. Have a great day. I hope you're catching some of these moves. I'm happy with my $205. 10 ticks, 10.1 ticks, points. So that's 42 ticks, I guess, 41 ticks. And tomorrow's another day, and I'll be able to trade tomorrow, and I hope you will too. If you could hit the subscribe, like button, and the little bell, you'd know when I come online. And apparently the algorithm for YouTube pays a lot of attention to the subscribe and like buttons, and that's how they present or suggest the stream to other folks that are searching. It'd be great to have develop a active community of like-minded, serious, traders, people that are mature enough to take this seriously as a business that it is. So have yourself a great day. I'm out. Type to you. Talk